Hello everybody, it is LE Diecast, and we've got ourselves a pile of found these cars over about the last 3 months. Most of them came in a big box of cars. We've been calling it the mystery box, and we're still going through the mystery box, but these were that I pulled off the top of the box. I don't know what else is in there. And also, most of these red, white, and blue ones I bought as a set at the LA Hot Wheels convention, and I got them for $1 each, so couldn't beat that. If you've been watching the show, you know are one of my favorite brands. I really don't get them too much anymore, partially because of the cost, but I'm not as fond of the newer ones as the old ones. And most of these are the newer ones. So we'll take a look at what we've got. We've got ourselves a 63 Corvette. You'll notice a lot of these will be in the same series, like these red, white, and blue ones. I think these were for 9/11 when they came out, if I remember right. Here's another one. And if I remember right, this series has either a cowl hood like this one and the Corvette, or a blown engine. There were usually 2 in each series. That's how it tends to do it. Is they'll usually put out a series of, say, 6 cars, and then there'll be a variation on those 6, usually something like cowl versus blown engine, or all black, all colored, or gold rims or something, and then they let you go find them. And for the most part, they aren't any more rare. One version isn't any more rare than the other. It's just they go make you find them. So this one is a, I don't know what it is, because I don't have my glasses on. It's a truck, step-sider truck of some sort. Blown engine on that one. This is obviously one I should have brought my glasses out with. This is a Chevy, I think, right? Split window Chevy, I think that is. Anyways, you guys will correct me, you always do. This one in pink. Don't remember the series on all these, but I think most of these are from the mid-2000s to early 2000s. For the most part, these don't tend to go up in value, the main lines anyways. They don't have interiors anymore. You'll see that just black window. That one also, one of those 2011 cars. That is the Willys Coupe. This one is, no, it's not a Nova. No, not a Nova, but some people don't like great big kind of exaggerated features, turn a lot of people off. They also tend to only have realistic cars. There's the Nova. Yeah, okay, that's what messed me up. See, these tend to be, I think these were in the same series. Anyways, I'm guessing. They tend to only deal with realistic cars. There's the Nova. It's got very much the Nova paint scheme on it. I think Hot Wheels put one out like that in 2011, if I remember right. There was a Nova that looked exactly like that. So sorry about that, but if you watched the show, you've seen them before. That one's got a nice paint job. You get a lot of flames, kind of over the top stuff. Of course, that's one of the reasons I like them. Try to go a little faster here. There's another one. That's a Willys, right? I think that's Scoop. There's a bunch of these with the black flames. We just saw that fun wagon. Wagons are popular right now. Look at that one. I'll sell it to anybody. $50. You can have it. It's a wagon. It's got to be worth something. Yeah, being sarcastic. I don't quite understand the wagon craze right now in any of the lines. Come on. If you are collecting these, the chrome, which these tend to have a lot of exposed chrome on them, really gets damaged easily. That chrome on plastic is like microscopic thickness. So if you even polish these things with a rag, you're going to take that chrome off. And so when you're buying these at the shows, you'll quite often see the chrome wiped off. Even handling these a lot will wipe that chrome off. Another one. By the way, they come in usually two types. There's these with the rubber tires and the detailed bottoms. And then at least for a while, and I don't know if they're doing this anymore, but at least for a while they put out plastic tires, and we'll see some of those here in a second. And I think that's more a matter of the year they were put out. There's a GTO with the blown engine with the stripes. They put out those two lines. Another thing I wanted to say is a lot of the lines put out, and I say lines, they tend to put out series, I should call them, of 6 cars each. And they might put out a series or 2 every quarter. For a while they were putting out more of them. The cars will look very similar. So the series will have like all blue, or that one we saw with all black and flames. And I've always thought that one of the issues M2 had was making their cars stand out as different from each other. A nice one, I really like that one. This one came in from another series. It had been sitting on my shelf for a while. I don't know where it came in. There's a good look at the bottom. You can see the newer ones. They don't really detail them out as much on the bottom anymore like they used to. Probably because it's kind of pointless. Most people don't see the bottom of the cars, but some collectors, I guess, like that. With the blown engine. Rubber tires. They do tend to come with very thick tires. If you're thinking of using those tires for customs, you can, but trust me, it's going to take some work. You really got to want to use it if you want those tires to roll. If you don't want them to roll, it's not a big deal. And if you can fit the tire directly into a Hot Wheels or something, then fine. But those wheels are on a very thick axle. There you can see it. And they tend to be glued to the rim, which is glued to the tire. So you usually, at least when I use them, that's an errr Gto. That's one of my favorite ones. Usually you have to snip that axle, and then I set them in a real thick, well, not thick, a real wide aluminum tube, and use that as my axle. The tires tend to be really oversized, so I can see why a lot of people don't like them. But I love them for my dairy deliveries. I think they're just perfect. I think they're way better looking than the scrawny little tires that Hot Wheels puts on the dairy deliveries. Those tires look too small to me. So I like to use them, but be aware that even though they are pretty nice, they will take some work. I'm going to kind of scoot through the rest of these red, white, and blue cars so we can hurry along. That is the Chevelle. There is the Camaro. That one is the other Chevelle. That's the blown engine version. While we're here, I got a question last month about how I store the cars, and I had emailed back the person and gave them the number of these plastic bags. The thick millimeter plastic bags work best. You can get these at Walmart, at least I can. And then what I do is I cut off the name of the car and I put it in the bottom. I don't think I mentioned that part. So that way I know what they are. There's your Willys Coupe, see? And then the bag at least keeps them from getting scratched. It doesn't protect them from getting crushed, clearly, but it does protect them pretty well. What's that? Is that a Charger? That's a Gto, yeah. They tend to have about 5 wheel types, so you start to see the same rims over and over with these. That's the Gto, yeah, that's the cowl version of the Gto. You can see there was a lot of those red, white, and blue ones. That's why I wanted to skip through, and we saw most of these. That's the Pontiac Gto. Look at him on this side. GTO, yeah, they've got about 5 different rim types, not a lot. I think this one's one of my favorites of the group. That is the Charger. It's not a Superbird, is it? Yeah. Anytime I see a Superbird or one of these Chargers with the big wing on it, I pick them up. There's the Corvette again, that one with the blown version. The blown version ones seem to sit around a little bit longer, I've noticed. They are supposed to be 1/64 scale, although they are quite bigger than Hot Wheels. So if I put these side by side, you'll see that just scale-wise, they're bigger, but I have no idea which one's actually closer to 1/64 scale. And these are all tuned out anyways, so using them for customs, you really got to kind of fit the part. There's a really nice one. That's a, yeah, I can't read it. That's a really nice one. Let's take that one out. Got it. We can look at the rest of these outside the package. Looks like the hood opens on that one, but the cowl's going to get in the way. Yeah, doesn't open. Looks like the doors open too, but they don't. They don't usually have moving parts on them. It's a beautiful, large-scale car. And boy, I look at those every time. They have them at our Toys R Us. And they are just gorgeous, but I don't really have the room for them. There's another one. That's a Camaro. It's not. One thing you do get with these, and if it shows up here, is the paint. I'll get the sheen to move across it. The paint's pretty not great. You can see the bumpiness there. This one has a metal flake, but I don't know if it shows up, but it's kind of modeled. Nice flames though. So all in all, I mean, some people have an issue with the quality. Some people don't like the tuned out version. I think they've kind of fallen behind Greenlight, you know, as far as sales go, where Greenlight's kind of surged recently. I think they've fallen behind. They're very hard for me to find out here. There's only, they only carry them really at the Hobby Lobbies, and I wouldn't be buying them new anyways. But even at the shows, they've kind of dried up. I think there's just less collectors and less people buy them, and so less people bring them to the show to sell. Supernatural. I don't think it is. I don't think that's an Impala, but here's another one of those solid blacks with the blown engine. The engine types too, they kind of have 2-3 different engine types. Hard to use those engines in customs. They're awfully big. I have put them in dairies, especially that top piece. There's your charger. And a few more to finish things off. Crazy flames on that one. And last, but certainly not least, another Willys. Whoever I got these from really liked those Willys. So that is going to do it for this video. If you haven't checked out the, or maybe you're new to collecting, go on eBay and take a look at them. I just really like them. I think they got a lot of personality. I tend to be more of a toy guy than a car guy. I like cars that are exaggerated and kind of crazy looking. I know most of the collectors I deal with don't so much. They want the realistic cars, so the M2s kind of turn them off a little bit. And I'll buy them when I can find them for $1 each. So I will see all of you later. Bye bye.